When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin versus the world. I'm SeptumSin. This is Kotobuki Jake.
Hey.
And we're here to show you what we got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh boy.
Alright.
You played that clip again, didn't you?
Of course. It's the way to introduce this lovely series that we've got
Okay.
going. Alright, well, our first one, I'm going to be starting us off this time around. And I have Anaconda.
Ooh!
Not just any Anaconda, Anaconda 3, Offspring. So, there are 4 Anaconda movies. Technically, there's an additional one if you count crossovers. And I got a hold of a set that had the original in it, and I found that I could get the other 3 relatively cheaply, so this one was a cheap
That has
buy.
the Hoff in it?
Yes. Hey, he was in Sharknado. Actually, he's in several Sharknados.
Oh, man.
So it makes sense. So I
I don't
look
want to
forward
see
to
that
it.
now.
I haven't seen this one. I've only seen 2 out of the 4 movies, so I do look forward to seeing this one. All right, go for it.
Alright, so my first one is actually a library pickup, and it's actually a pretty darn good one. This is brand new, unopened. Nice looking set, too. It's a 8-part mini-series of Ken Follett's The Pillars of the Earth, which is supposedly a really, really, really good book. It was part of the Great American Read. Why they picked only the first book and not the whole series, I don't know. Go figure. But look at you got Ian McShane, who's obviously this glowery dude on the left here. Rufus Sewell, Matthew McFadden, Eddie Redmayne, Haley Atwell, Sarah Parrish, Tony Curran, Donald Sutherland, and Allison Pill. Has a pretty good cast. And I've heard it's an awesome book. I like this little set. This is a nice little set. This was a hell of a pickup for $1. And I'll have to get to it one of these days. I don't know when that'll happen. But one of these days.
Alright, well, I said crossovers. And I mean crossovers, and this is what really inspired me. Which is Anaconda versus Lake Placid. I mean...
Okay, it's only worth watching if you get David Hasselhoff throwing down with Betty White.
It does have Robert Englund in it.
Oh. Okay, that's good.
So that's not bad. So you got Freddie himself. Maybe he could reprise that role, and then it could have a 3 go at it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what a crocodile dreams about, but or an anaconda. But Freddie could go after him. Okay, I don't even understand that, but you see this weird looking guy like right here. That's just odd.
What do you got there?
Look at that guy.
Okay, I thought that was like some dude in an ape suit or something.
I don't know what's up with that dude there. But I mean, this is just monster fight. Monster fights each other to try and eat, however many teenagers they can. I love these versus ones. I will be looking forward to seeing this. I have all the Lake Placid movies as well.
And I love how the anaconda gets to be called Anaconda, but the crocodile, no one's going to know what a crocodile is, so we're going to call it Lake Placid.
Well, Lake Placid is the brand name.
Marketing.
Yes.
Alright, so my next 2 are actually from that ginormous pile of Sentai films I have sitting around. from that big push they did to get rid of a lot of their DVDs. This is actually one of the few titles I got that does have a Blu-ray release from Sentai. Generally, I try to avoid DVD nowadays if I can help it because it takes up more space and Blu-ray's prettier and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a show that I had some curiosity with for a while. I finally went ahead and got Myself, Yourself. I don't know. This is actually a made in Japan release. I don't really know a great deal about this. It's 13 episode series. It looks kind of cute, kind of fun. I don't really know if it's a great show or not, but it was just one of those ones that showed up on my radar, and then I got a chance to get it really cheap, so I did. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what I paid, but it was probably in the $9-10 range.
Yes.
So, there you go.
I don't have that one.
Ah.
All right, we're going to be a little bit, but only a little bit less in the camp factor. Because we're going with Victor Crowley on Blu-ray.
Ooh.
Yes, he's back.
Shiny.
Straight from the Hatchet movies.
So good.
And I enjoyed the Hatchet movies. They are good, cheesy fun. Not quite as cheesy as that, or even that.
No, that's more beefy.
Though this is actually very self-aware. I've heard mixed reviews of this, but it was very cheap. I got this for $5 when they were running it on sale. Mm-hmm. And I am a completionist. I have to get that other Saw movie that's also came around the same time. Mm-hmm. It had like the guy's name on it. And this one I just need to get. So we'll see if it's any good or not. If you've seen it, let me know.
Okay. Alright, so my next one, once again from that Sentai sale. I do not exactly expect brilliant things from this one either, but it looks amusing. It looks fun. It's called Mashiroiro Symphony, The Color of Lovers. And it, yeah.
I know what type of series that is.
Yeah, you can probably guess. This is definitely going to be some sort of a harem-y type one. 12-episode series. Probably not high class, definitely not high quality.
Well, there's a girl in her underwear on the back of the cover.
Sentai has a bad habit of going overboard with the fan service on their cover art.
Multiple
it's very
girls in their underwear.
Yes. Fortunately, the cover is not so bad. But anyway, so there you go. Once again, I know I got it cheap. I can't even remember what I paid for half of those anymore. I just know that I got a whole lot of cheap DVDs because Sentai was cleaning house. So,
speaking of deals, we're going to go a little bit less campy here because we've got a Criterion release.
Ooh!
Repo Man. There we go.
Wow.
I like this cover.
Yeah?
I don't know much about the movie itself, but I have heard some good things about it. I've been wanting to get this set for a long time. Mm-hmm. I've got this now on Blu-ray. I really need to start digging in. I'll just start doing like a Criterion watching session.
Yeah.
I've got a whole bunch of used ones, and used always takes priority. Then come the new ones, so this will be in the back burner, but not for terribly long. Mm-hmm. I mean, have you seen this one yet?
No, I haven't, but I know of it, and I know this is one that...
You gotta love the art.
Yeah. Harry Dean Stanton? Oh. Emilio Estevez. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that one a go eventually. And that's a pretty nice bit of bonus features there, too. Yeah.
When you release Criterions, when it's not brand new, you have a chance to do a lot more in the way of bonus features.
Exactly. Although sometimes it can be overboard. Like you were just talking about hitting Criterion, and I'm thinking about this myself. I've dug most of my DVD Criterion collections out of storage, but there's still a few there. Mm-hmm. And I've got all these Blu-ray ones sitting there ready to be watched, and I have watched 2 of them in the last 2 weeks. But the question is, do I want to go ahead and watch all the bonus features? Because for Rebecca, for example, that's a lot of bonus features. They went all out with that one, and
That'd
it's
be
an
cool,
awesome release, but it's going to take forever.
But that's
to
the
get through that.
purpose of
Yes,
Criterion.
exactly.
This is for people. This isn't really necessarily for collectors like me. These are for people who aspire to make films
Exactly.
like him. This tells you everything that there is. This helps you get insight. This gives you a complete analysis.
Even the most bare bones basic ones will at least have an essay booklet inside, a critical essay about the film. And yeah, that's we've been talking about in November we're going to do, or October, November, for the Criterion sale, we're going to do a top 15 Criterion release list. And that we will be talking definitely about some of it, but we have a rule, not within 5 years.
Yes.
You know, you gotta have time.
Greetings. We have ourselves a news bulletin. Our channel has actually added somebody else willing to talk about their movies and their collection, and of course things that might come up and be offered to you. So, I present to you Dustin with a few extra things from his collection.
Hi everyone, this is Dustin from Inside Movies Galore. My friend SeptumSin always suggested that I do a video showing off some of the things that I've found ever since I moved to Milwaukee here a few years ago. I hit basically anywhere you can find used movies. Goodwill, exclusive company, half-price books, yard sales, all of it. And I found some pretty cool stuff over the years, so I figured I would start showing those off in just a handful of short videos. So let's just get started. So my very first trip out into Milwaukee, when I first moved here, I went to Goodwill, and these were the first things I noticed on the shelf. So the Sorority House Massacre 2-packs, which at the time I think these were something like $30, and they were just at Goodwill for $2 a piece. So it completely blew my mind, kind of set the tone for the sort of things we'd be finding around here. It's a decent release. It doesn't really come with anything extra, but as just something to find cheap out in the town, like, it's amazing. And then we go to, this is all one trip now, so somebody must have brought these in all at the same time. Like Slumber Party Massacre 1 and 2, which, Sorority House, Slumber Party. I thought they were the same movie when I first saw them. That's how new I was at the time. This also is the same deal, like no real extras, just like the movies, but they're still immensely cool, especially for $2 a piece. Party Massacre 3, from what I understand, is a much rarer title. And so it was really nice to have all of them just appear together. Like, that was great. And this is another, I don't know what the value on this is, but it's somewhat high from what I remember. And then kind of the big thing that we found there, like the Faces of Death box set from Gordon Video. So this was kind of well worn, but complete in the case, which is in good shape. Still has the weird insert. Oh man, that looks terrible. There we go. So, many of you know, older DVDs came with like weird inserts that would tell you the menu. I'm not sure why it would matter, but it was cool that the set was complete. At the time, this was like $45 or something. So I was just blown away, because I was used to the coolest thing I could find being like a copy of like a slightly less mainstream horror movie. Like, a good find in the city I used to live in would be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Like, that's how poor the collecting quality was up there. As for what Faces of Death itself is like, it's almost kind of quaint because it's so outdated, like, and a lot of it is obviously fake. But this release itself is really cool, especially for, like, the low price we found it at. It's a good set. It just doesn't necessarily hold up so well in the age of YouTube, where people can just like look at clips like that. Like at the time it came out, it was really unique and weird and morbid, which I guess it still is, but at the very same time, it's a really cool box set, and I'm happy I can have it on the shelf. So, this is Dustin's first collecting trip in Milwaukee rundown. I think I spent, let's see, what did we say we spent? We spent roughly $10 and got a ton of unbelievable stuff. And that's just kind of a taste of all this other stuff that's happened since. So, yeah, let's try to do another one of these next week, and thanks for watching.
Time for them to marinate. Yeah. Anyway, my next one is going to be a slight uptick of class from my last couple. This is actually a show that I got to see in theaters when I worked in the movie theater. I got to see a lot of really random stuff. I couldn't go very often, which is one of the reasons I quit the job, because what's the point of free movies if you can't go very often? But I did get to see some good stuff, and one that I thought was very underrated when it was released. We were at Target the other night, and I found it for $5, and I was like, this is worth going ahead and getting. But this is a movie called Woman in Gold.
Ah, yeah, I remember when you got it.
It's, yes, and it's basically based off of, there's a very famous painting by Gustav Klimt that about, you know, the woman in gold, and basically Helen Mirren plays a Holocaust survivor who had a history with this one particular painting that a young lawyer played by Ryan Reynolds finds out about the whole situation and basically gets on this crusade to have the painting, which is now considered a national treasure, and where was it? Switzerland, I believe?
Yeah.
They consider it a national treasure, and he's trying to get it repatriated to its rightful place. And it also stars Tatiana Maslany as Mirren's character when she was younger. And I personally thought Maslany did a phenomenal job in this film. Mirren and Reynolds did a great job. A lot of people think Ryan Reynolds is a smart-ass comedic actor, and he is that. But he's actually pretty good as a dramatic actor. You know, Green Lantern aside, he is pretty good in dramatic roles. And this was a really good movie. It flew under the radar. A lot of people overlooked it. I am very much looking forward to seeing it again. And again, you know, $5 is a pretty good price to get on Blu-ray. Yeah.
So, we're talking about NIS America in one of our videos. If you haven't seen our top 15, you need to.
Watch it.
So, I actually have a premium set here, which was sold as a part of a combo, and you might see that other part of the combo later, not in this video. And that is The Pilot's Love Song, which is, I think, a sequel or a sort of an unrelated. It's related to The Princess and the Pilot.
I think it's sort of a spin-off. It's set in the same world, yeah.
So, of course, you've got, as per usual with this particular later art box type that NIS was releasing, but you have your 2, and you got your art book. These are Blu-ray. And this is a, let's see here, 13-episode series. Well, you know, it's a nice, cheap price. I was trying to get as many of the titles as I can. And I am proud to say, after finishing one that was used, I have every title that they released, not necessarily under NIS, except for 2. I'm missing Katana Gatari, and I'm missing Persona Trinity Soul, which I will probably never get either of those.
And technically, neither of us has the OVA for Toradora, but whatever.
But yeah, but they didn't release that.
They did.
Oh, they did. They
In the
really...
complete collection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well then that's one that you should get.
I want to. I really, actually, that Toradora, I really do want the complete collection and just haven't been able to make it happen.
So, that's it for me.
Yeah. All right. And I will be going out on a touch of class, if you will.
Oh, okay.
I have already done my 2 presentations so far this month for the July Criterion sale. And I went back for one last go at it.
Anaconda 4.
Yes. No. But actually, Anaconda is one of the supporting characters. No. No, actually,
yeah.
I went way back. I actually, in 2007, I took what I called a snapshot of the IMDb Top 250 and came up with a list of the movies I still had yet to see from that list. And I have really, really, really dropped the ball on finishing that list. But for the past 4 years, I think, I've only had 3 left to watch. And I finally got one of them. So I will be down to 2 within a couple of weeks. I still need to watch The Grand Illusion, which I know you have. And I still need to track down a copy of Sleuth and watch that one. But I now have Jean Cocteau's Belle et la Bête.
Oh, I have that too.
Beauty and the Beast. An old version. I think this was the original feature version of Beauty and the Beast. An old
Very
French
good film.
It's supposedly one of the classics. I'm not super familiar with Cocteau, but I know that he is considered one of the, one of the greats.
Oh, that's a much better
And
version.
this
than I
does
got.
have a really good set of bonus features there.
'Cause I got the art house cinema version,
Right.
which is kind of bare bones.
Right. But basically, this is a big release. This is one that I had to go out on a high note with the Criterion ones. I felt
Oh,
like
very good.
I came close to getting it last November, and this time around I went ahead and did it. But it'll be very nice to see this one, especially in light of the fact that just last night I watched a Criterion release of another film that got a Disney treatment. But this one I expect will be considerably closer to Beauty and the Beast than The Lure was to The Little Mermaid.
And if you don't know
Yes.
our association with Inside Movies Galore, make yourself familiar.
Yes.
We should be on. At least he will. If I unfortunately am not having if the internet is still not restored and his presence
let's
here,
hope it is.
it will be there. Of course, that also might delay our release schedule.
Yeah.
So we'll just hope.
Yes. Hopefully, you can tune in to Inside Movies Galore and get both of our takes on that film. But at any rate, is that everything for this one?
Yep. So
All right.
of course, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And of course, if you have any comments on the movies we have shown this week, feel free to put down the comments. I love a conversation, and I do take a look at this stuff. And we will see you on the next one.
Goodbye.